Enter Abraham's tent, where it all began, where the promises of God were spoken by angels, and where the troubles of man found divine answers. Listen now as experts on Judaism, Christianity, and Islam discuss the intersections of religion, politics, and power. No secrets, no agendas, no retreat. With our political correctness surgically removed, join us now in Abraham's tent.
Today we're going to talk about the topic of the day, which is Russia hacking our election and making Donald Trump illegitimate, trying to make the transition of power in America as shady as possible by the Democrats and the left and President Obama and Hillary Clinton. The topic of the day, we're going to talk about a very important question that is supposed to be raised, and we are waiting on a report that will come out to say the reasons of the hacking. The real question is, why would Putin hate Hillary Clinton? Before we tackle that big important question, I want to talk about the topic from a different perspective. Number one is, if hacking really took place, it was under President Obama's watch. And this means that President Obama is fully responsible about the hacking. So I have never seen in my life a president of the United States and his top intelligence community and the CIA bragging about their failure the way they are bragging about it right now. And it raises the question, are they really upset about the hacking, or they're trying to do their best to make Donald Trump an illegitimate one? Why they are bragging about it the way they are? It is their failure. How can they brag about it this way? And the other thing is, another topic that we need to talk about is, if really hacking took place and if really spying took place, was it unprecedented? Ever happened before? You know, the reality and the truth is, hacking has been going on for quite some time, and it has been going on even from the United States of America. You know, it wasn't that long when we heard about President Obama spying on Germany and German, leadership, and specifically Merkel. And also we have seen the Chinese has been hacking in our system and getting, military and top classified information and so forth. So why this topic has been getting all this, heat, and how people are bragging about it the way they are. And let's visit something that is very crucial as well when we are dealing with this topic. Well, let's go to the agenda of Donald Trump and the agenda of Hillary Clinton while they were back in, a few months ago running for the top office of the United States of America. Donald Trump was advocating three things that Hillary Clinton was against completely. Number one is, Donald Trump was advocating more drilling and more energy independent, means more oil in the market, means oil prices go even more down, and this is going to affect Russia and Putin in a very negative way. Donald Trump was advocating the more military expanding and more expenses to the military and expanding our military power, and which is completely against Putin and the Russians. Number three, Donald Trump was advocating, and still is advocating the upping our nuclear power. And also that is another reason that is completely against Putin and against the Russians, while Hillary Clinton was not supporting any of those three topics. And, common sense will say that Putin will support Hillary Clinton more than he would support Donald Trump, don't you think? But the reality is, it seems like it was not the case. It was the case that Putin was actually supporting Donald Trump in a way by words and sentiments and stuff like that. I'm not talking about the hacking as a reality, but let's assume, that is the reality, because if you're going to go and talk about did they really hack our system or not, we're going to go into bunny trails that we don't need to go through. Actually, we need to raise the question, why Putin hates Hillary Clinton. And why, before we answer and raise that question, here is another topic, here is another point. When Putin or the Russians or anybody or the WikiLeaks were able to hack into Hillary Clinton campaign or the Democratic Party or any of those information that put out by the WikiLeaks and others, any of this information was wrong? All of this information was true. All of them shows the corruption of Hillary Clinton, the corruption of the Obamas. All of them shows that the rigging the system against Bernie Sanders. It shows that all the things that has been done behind doors is not based on the collusion between the media and Hillary Clinton and all that kind of stuff. So before we talk about is the hacking took place or not, let's talk about the legitimacy of the information. And it is the legitimacy of the information that actually make American people think and rethink of electing somebody like Hillary Clinton to be our next president. And all the information that has put out never been discredited by the Clintons or by the Obamas or by anybody. All of them has been proven to be true. So to go and say who exposed that is not really the point. The point is the legitimacy of the information and the corruption that was going on. Again, we need to go back to the main question. Why Putin would hate Hillary Clinton and not support her while he is supporting Donald Trump, if that is true? The reality is, yes, Putin favors Donald Trump because Donald Trump is not going to follow the agenda of the Obamas and the Clintons regarding the Islamic supremacist and the Muslim Brotherhood. The main reason that Putin is on the same page with Trump and Trump is on the same page with Putin, not because of anything other than the topic of Islam and Islamic supremacist itself. Since Obama took office and since Hillary Clinton became his Secretary of State, they pushed an agenda that is very toxic to the world and very toxic to the Middle East. And that agenda is to replace the secular regimes of the Middle East by Islamic regimes that is supported and backed by the Muslim Brotherhood ideology and the Islamist mentality. And that did not set very well with Putin or the Iranians or many other secular regimes in the Middle East, especially the regime of Egypt, Mubarak previously and now General Sisi. Why? Because supporting the Muslim Brotherhood supremacist mentality and the Islamic mentality is not going to be only bad for the Middle East, it's going to be very bad for the rest of the world. We have seen how Europe is transforming into something different from what it was, and also is going to transfer America as well, and it's going to transfer the whole world to be a very ugly and very dangerous place, as we can see that very clearly. So the main reason Putin does not like Hillary Clinton, even though Hillary Clinton advocates things that actually would make Russia more prosperous, is basically because of the Islamic agenda of Obama and the Clintons. And that is the main reason why Hillary Clinton was not the person that the Russians and many secular regimes in the world were not supporting her. This is why many celebrated the win of Donald Trump, and they're completely against the win, Hillary Clinton winning. Please dig for all this information for yourself and try to find out the reality behind the Russian hacking and so forth, and try to ask the right questions and do not get sucked into the agenda that the Democratic Party tried to make us believe, that the Russian hacked in our system and so forth and changed our election outcome, because the election outcome was based on legitimate information and legitimate reasons, and Donald Trump, praise the Lord, was able to win this election. And it is time for us to, all of us, roll our sleeves and start working to fix the corruption and the problem that has been caused for years by actually the Bushes and the Clintons and the Obamas. It's time to get started, to get to work and get to fix things locally and on national level as well.